Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Amerock number 7630. We have this as a an AM for Amerock, BP for bin pack. That refers to the packaging that they come in. Probably a box of 25 would be a bin pack. 7630 is what this hinge is, and a 26 polished chrome. So this appears to be a typical overlay hinge with a self-close, or a soft close option. Yeah, sure. So it's going to be an overlay hinge, and what that really means is that your door is going to overlay onto the face of the frame. So your hinge leaf is going to actually not be inset down below, but it'll be overlaid. Now this little giddy up here is what they call the variable overlay reverse bevel. So you're going to treat the edge of your door accordingly, where you're going to have that sort of prep to the edge of the door. If you need a reverse bevel hinge, this is it. This is a self-closing. They don't say that it's soft close, but that mechanism, that plastic mechanism in there, is what permits the unit to be self-closing. As a result, of the inner workings, as we close that door, that hinge I should say, to just take us a little closer view. What really happens here is, and it's hard to see it, but if you're curious to know how it works, there's a spring inside of here, and the spring is of course pushing this white block out at all times. Well, when the door is opened, it compresses that spring inside of here where there's no margin. And as I close the door, so to speak, the spring is what's pushing out. Now you can see that that margin opens up quite a bit. And you can kind of just see the tip of the spring inside there. Anyway, that's how it works. So there is a cut sheet below this video that's going to give us a bit more information regarding this. Screws are going to be included. You're going to get a total of 10 screws to get everything attached. They do indeed also provide a couple of dampers, self-adhesive, like sponge-type neoprene silencers or mutes for the frame. The 7630 is going to be listed here and shown what it looks like in its reverse bevel sort of design. They call it a modern design. Okay, great, I like it. But you'll indeed see that reverse bevel prep on the edge of the door to account for that reverse bevel. I do encounter them occasionally. I think that I'm not sure exactly where reverse bevel is going to be called out, except to say that you might be working reverse bevel preparations on both sides of the door to give it a modern sort of look. And the logic might be, well, if you're going to bevel one side, let's just bevel both, and now the panel can be turned over, assuming it's paint grade. Because when you look at cabinets at the side of them, you can have a straight, blunt sort of edge, but it might be a bit more elegant to have that beveled edge that's on there. Maybe that's why it's used, certainly for aesthetic reasons, but the hardware is there to compensate for that. The 7630 in a reverse bevel is going to be available in looking for the finishes that are listed here. You're going to be able to do it in an antique English, a brass, a polished chrome, and then an AC, which might be antique copper, is what that might be. Let's take a closer look at that. Indeed, that is, AC is antique copper. We don't see those much, but a home built in the early 1960s would very likely have a reverse bevel preparation. Antique copper may not be such an unusual color for that sort of vintage. Okay. So overlay versus inset, different insets, full inset, partial inset, is just how the door relates to the frame. Overlay means that the door is going to apply to the face of the frame, overlaying it, not setting in flush with the framework. So that's where you look at an overlay sort of design. A couple of basic dimensions that we can look at here. Overall height of the door leaf, 1.5 inches. From where the bevel starts, about 1.25 inches, to where the bevel ends, you're going to be about 1 inch and, well, pushing 1.5 inches. Overall height of the frame portion, about 2 3/4. Center to center of the mounting screws, if you're matching existing, looks like it's about 2 3/16. Okay. Sold as a pair. When you buy one, we're going to send you one pair naturally, so be mindful of that. Screws and your silences are in the package as well. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Amerock products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog, and all of the full product catalogs that we're able to obtain. There's more than one that's there, and they're of different vintages. I like to be able to go back in time and see what's there. Actually, and there's an archival catalog there as well, dating back to 1946. Super interesting to be able to see what Amerock looked like several decades ago. Any questions on the Amerock AMBP7630 in a 26 finish or any other Amerock product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.